Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. When the primaries were going on in 2020 and everybody, I'm very open about it. Everybody knows I'm a Bernie supporter. I am a hardcore progressive leftist. I did reluctantly vote for Joe Biden because the alternative was Trump, but I have a lot of issues with Biden. Had a lot of issues with him, all through the primary. And I wrote a couple of articles on Daily Cause, and I got attacked. Like, not only did Daily Cause take them down, and without giving me any explanation, I reached out to them multiple times and said, why did you remove this article? Because everything in it was factual, but it was negative about Biden. And I got hundreds and hundreds of comments of people on the left completely attacking me, accusing me of being a Russian asset, accusing me of being a right winger, hiding out, pretending to be on the left. I mean, yeah, it gets bad. And so that's why I try to tell, that's why I'm an independent. That's why I'm not a Democrat anymore, because I don't like that on either side. Yeah. It's not appropriate. We should be able to have discussions, air our opinions without automatically being assumed you have nefarious intent, or you're a secret spy from the other side, or you're a Russian asset. I mean, I had people saying that my photo was that I had downloaded it from somewhere, that like it was a yeah. It was like photo stock or something, like I purchased it, like I wasn't a real person. And I'm like, damn. No, you can literally Google me and, see I'm an American citizen, lived here my whole life, born in LA, That's
a cover up, you're just that good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, go look it up. I mean, you'll find my book. You'll see all kinds of interviews I've done on different platforms. I mean, it's not like I'm hiding. So
their imagination is insane. Some people really, though.
Yeah. It's just, anytime you don't go along with, like I said, with the mainstream narrative, and people feel like, oh my God, you're going to make it so that Trump wins. It's like, no, I'm trying to do the opposite. And we see, Biden narrowly won. I mean, it was, if you look at the Electoral College, it was maybe like, I think came down to about 40,000 votes in a couple of states, and he would have lost. So I'm like, no, I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to wake you guys up to the fact that this isn't the best candidate.
Yeah, so, I agree. It's like you got to choose from the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. Yeah. So long story short, I will say I have seen it from the left, and it's just as unattractive. It's just as annoying and unnecessary. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. It's it gets you down a little bit too. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird feeling all overall. Just like people saying things that are completely just not true. And yet, is there a way for you to defend yourself? Could there, in this situation that they came and attacked you, is there a way for you to ever change that narrative other than?
No. I mean, Daily Cost took that ability away from me by taking my article down. So I wasn't even able to address those people after I saw those comments come in. People were complaining about it to Daily Cost, and so they pulled the article. And so I was like, great. So I can't even respond and tell people I'm a real person. I'm not a Russian asset. I'm not a right winger. I hate Trump, but wake up, wake the fuck up. So yeah, it's, to me, I mean, I've said this to other people before. I don't really care what people say about me. If they knew my background, my upbringing, they would understand that their words are like,
Yeah.
I could give a shit what they have to say. I don't care about what they say about, my voice, my appearance, my show, my thoughts, my intelligence. I don't care. I tell people all the time, it's kind of like if you were to go masturbate, you might feel good. Doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't affect me at all.
Right.
I feel nothing when you do that.
You're 100% right.
Keep going.
Yeah, who cares
if
about
anything,
the
it just
account that
spurs
does
me
a
on
fake name?
to do more. Honestly, I mean, it's like, telling me not to do something is the best way to get me to do it more.
Truly though, like it's like, who cares about the account that has a fake name that you can't even, like, they're too scared to show their real identity. Like that tells me everything about your
yeah.
I should not
I'm here.
listen to
Everybody
that.
sees my face, they see my name, I know who I am. Yeah, if you don't have the ovaries to put your name, your real name, and your face on it, I don't give a shit. You're nothing.
Yeah.
And you're nothing. Otherwise, you would step up and you would use your real name and you would use your real face. You take responsibility for what you're saying. So
everything.
Yeah.
And that's important. And there's too many people who like to hide from their responsibilities and also just hide from what they say online, because it just furthers of a lot of false narratives, and it doesn't matter which way, left or right. I mean, every political party has their agenda. It's just part of the game. But it comes down to when it starts affecting people and the integrity of our government and our just our way of living. And I think it really is affecting that. I think it's showing our weakness as a nation in a way, the quarreling and the bickering that is very dividing, and they see this. I don't know, maybe it's a little off topic or not, but I mean, the Ukraine war, I think, has shed light to that exact point, regardless whether we're going to support them with funding and the rights, like, no, we're not going to do that. We don't want to give money to Ukraine. We don't have we don't have an obligation to morally or ethically, or even just like any agreements we've made in the past. So it's just like, it's the right just wants to do everything in contradiction to the left, regardless if it's going to be directly against democracy. And how I guess Caesar, how Rome fall and Caesar got killed was, and the aftermath of that, Caesar got killed because they were afraid that a dictator was going to take his place. And basically the exact thing happened that they tried to prevent. And I attribute that to, even though they had good intentions to prevent their Senate from dissolving into a dictatorship ruled by Caesar, dominated by him, they had the good intention saying, we are going to save the Senate in a way, in our way of governing, and by killing him. But by killing him, they got the very thing that they didn't want.